Hi, this is Jake. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can trigger HubSpot workflows from within inside forms or when inside forms are filled out inside of your HubSpot account. So first, I'm going to show this using our new customer onboarding form as an example. So I'm going to come in here. This form is already set up with specific HubSpot properties and as well as a custom field right here, interested in event. So now that the form is set up already, I'm going to go to timeline events. What you'll need to do, by default, it should be enabled, but you'll want to make sure you enable timeline events. This is going to submit the standard data. It's going to create a timeline activity when this is submitted. Also, you have the option where you can enable the custom field token mapping, where essentially what this allows you to do is you can come in here and for custom fields on your form, like that interested in event, I can now select to map this to a custom field one. What this allows us to do is now I can access the value that's submitted in this custom field via this timeline token here of custom field 01 in my HubSpot workflows. That way you you can always use HubSpot properties to base your decision time and logic off or your workflow logic off of. But if you say you don't want to submit some of that information in the form into a HubSpot property all the time, maybe it's some data that doesn't need to be persisted or might be changing from submission to submission, then this is a good use case for where you might want to leverage this feature right here. Once again, this is optional, but you can use it here to be able to help improve the workflow mapping. So that doesn't need to be turned on though. All we need to have turned on is this right here. And then if we come into our workflows, I'm going to create a new workflow. We'll do from scratch. And what I'm going to do is we're going to trigger this from a custom events and external events. So we're going to do that. And we're going to do integrator events. And we're going to select inside form submission contact. And then that's pretty much it. So now anytime this this specific inside form is submitted, then it is going to kick off this workflow here. Now, I could add some additional criteria further on in here if I wanted to, where, oh, and actually we might want to allow it to re-enroll too. I skipped over that, but it probably is worth having it allowed to have re-enroll if you want, if this form's getting submitted multiple times. That's an important note. Also, if I wanted to now leverage, say, some of that information that's submitted in one of those custom fields, then I could potentially branch this F of and or logic, and I can add some criteria in here. And inside of this, I can do the inside forms and specifically select um, that data right there and do the custom field 01. So I could say, hey, if that equals yes, for example, which I can even copy once again from here to make sure I'm spelling it exactly how I had it over in inside form so it works properly. Anyway, so this is a quick example of how you can kick off, not only automate kicking off workflows, but then you can actually base logic off of the custom field data that's getting submitted on those forms to branch data off. And then once again, you can still do this off of just regular fields, either on the contact, company, deal, or ticket that's getting submitted. So that always works too. And for a lot of cases, that might be the most appropriate way to do it. But for more advanced use cases, we wanted to show this. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our support. Thank you. Bye.